Okay, so I got a lot of requests. This is going to be episode 1, I guess, of kind of this whole series of how to play LastShelter Survival. This is my little setup so far. It's not too big, but at the same time, I'm just slowly building it. This is one of my almost max level 15 farms. I'm actually taking this one to 16, which requires the embassy to be built up to 16, which kind of sucks. 15 might have been a good stopping point, but I'm a big fan of this extra 1.5 that'll come from each bank when I get it them. So with that, there are a couple different things that I do for farms. One of them is I don't build the buildings. Hold off from building the buildings as much as possible. So you see, I'm not building class buildings, I'm not building alliance buildings, I'm not building hospitals, barracks, clone labs, anything like that. They're just going to take up too much space. And space is kind of limited. You can build them later if you want to, but you don't have to. Then I start off by putting all of my resource storage over in the corner, just so it can be cut off if necessary. That doesn't really affect too much, but just so it's all there and it's all set on at any given time. There are a couple things that I have on road that I don't really need on road right now. I don't really need any of these guys, the power plants on road. I might need one, actually, probably because I have some random stuff on road right now, like the embassy, that I don't need. But typically you don't actually need that online, because up to level 16 or 17, you can keep positive electricity production just by keeping this guy going, and at the max level that it'll be at. Outside of that, I have a couple little builds that I need to be doing, just some farms that need to be, some tiles that need to be put up. Basically, I leave all of these at max as possible. The highest level I go with any of my warehouses is going to be 13. So that's storage tank 2, level 3. Reason for that is that gives me a shitload of capacity. 5 million capacity on that stuff. 8 million capacity, 6 million capacity, 3.5 and 3.5. You don't really need more than that. And anything that builds up, obviously you want to clear out like once a day or so, unless you need more money, in which case I clear that out. Usually if it's up about 8 million, I'll clear that down to about 4 million, which would be like every second day. So that's kind of nice. The big thing is, like, try just have one hospital on there if you are planning on having any troops. For me, I don't really do any troops ever, so they're kind of pointless. For me, building farms is more about just like building things that I don't have to spend time on. Other people like to build farms that they have a shitload of, it's not showing his because we just got done with a cause event. But some of these guys have farms that will be on tiles all the time. And that just means they carry a troop capacity, which also means that troop capacity can die. And I prefer not to have it that way, because then, I'm always building up troops and losing resources and stuff on my farms, and that's not what a farm's for. The primary thing a farm is going to be for, you're going to get some resources. You're mainly going to get food and oil, since those produce at the highest rates, or in fuel, sorry. The iron, you're not really going to get too much of. 26k an hour, you're really not going to pull that much from, especially since there's a protection capacity on here of like 100k. So really, I'm not going to get any iron from this for a while. The money, though, you're going to get a pretty big capacity. In order to have this efficiency up the whole way, you need your population up. My population right now is sitting at 28,000 because I have this guy off-road. So if I put that on road and I fill that up, which I can't right now, then basically that population will go up. It usually doesn't go down this low, but I think I took that off-road before building some of my houses, so the capacity is sitting really low, but that will go up to about, I don't know, 70K, and probably sit about 70K usually. In terms of my institute, I build my institute up just so I can speed up some of my builds. Obviously, it has that lovely 45% boost here. This one I probably took up too high. Typically, I'd only take this up to 45, which would be level 9, and then just leave it there. This one I was thinking of doing some other tech. And then you max. I initially always max the city development first, at least until flexible regulation, where you finish up the money. Then you can go on to your rapid production. The rapid production is just nice. You don't have to do it though, but it is kind of nice just to get a little kick every so often. If you're building this tile and you're short by 78,000 fuel here, you can just really quickly pipe over here, hit a couple rapids, and that will get me my 78 actually almost exactly, and then I can actually come over here and finish up that build. So it is worthwhile doing that. It doesn't actually cost a huge amount either, but this one is I finish off this portion of the tree, then go rapid production, finish off that whole tree, then come back for any of this, just in case I decide I do want troops on here eventually, and also for the 500,000 extra max storage capacity, as well as the building speed. Outside of that, I don't touch the tech on them. I do hero events on here, so if you're taking a look at my heroes, my APC heroes I'm never using, so they're level 1s, and I think I knocked these up to level 2 just so if I did decide to carry a troop capacity, they could carry more than 700 troops. Then I have the Pioneer up a little bit just to increase that farm production. Nothing's really unlocked on her, but if I did, I would unlock this one right here, skill 4, which would require me getting another Pioneer, and I'm not planning on doing that. The other one is Resistance Leader. This one's pretty underproduced for my typical Resistance Leader, but I also don't have any Wisdom medals at the time. So typically I would max this one, which is going to take me up to 2,000 extra money production each hour. I'm going to skip this one because that means I have to come onto the account a little more frequently. And then this one I'm going to max. If that gets me 300% extra, then my 2,000 extra turns up a little bit. And I'll always just run through my free recruits and my benefits every day to select. Usually it's just a login reward and the daily supply, and then these guys. Outside of that, you just keep as much stuff off the road as possible. Utilize this for wisdom medals in the early parts of the week if you need to. Just exchanging for a couple medals just so you can keep on boosting some of that stuff up on the resistance leader so you can get max capacity on him. Then just move it off-road again. And then eventually all my banks are going to go off-road. My houses are going to stay on. I'll just shift those up the line a little bit. But this is one level away from being finished as a farm, and it'll be producing like 77,000 money at any given time. The other thing is always use this. There is the off chance that you're going to get 500K or 250K or whatever of money, so it's worth it. Then also just always coming in and checking all of your different rewards. We just got finished with the Clash of Zones, so gonna have a couple little rewards in there sometimes. I always check the LastShelter ones because sometimes the updates give you 200 diamonds too, which is always going to be helpful. And then the other thing, the last thing on the farms is basically as you are building them, you are going to hit a couple events. So this one right now might be one where I would build little tech and actually go and hit a box or something. I don't really ever hit gold boxes on these. It's usually a little too much work. I might put something in that'll probably hit me 570K points, and if I'm close to that when I log in, because your login time correlates with when everything checks into the daily challenge, then I would do that. Or if I'm holding on to troop counts, I might go and open that box at that time. I don't run any events or anything like that. I'll sometimes come through and do a little bit of this if I need something. If I want that little extra bit of money, I might do something like that, send out a gathering. But outside of that, he's just sitting there nice and easy. I send these guys out to explore a lot. That's just going to get me a little extra cash. I think the paintings are always worth more. And yeah, outside of that, energy fragments are going to get used for parts once I hit level 16. Level 16 farm, you can start producing parts for faster gathering if you decided to start using the gathering. So if you want to get a little more sophisticated with your farms, you can do that too. But the last thing is, these are traders. I changed to trader from level 13 onwards, primarily because my farms are used for money, because, well, this account takes a significant amount of money. Everything takes a lot of money, but yeah, that's the big reason behind it. I'm mainly going for money on these farms, not really too many resources. And after like a certain point, you don't even have to upgrade your wells anymore, your water filters anymore. But yeah, so that's how I build a farm. Any questions, check in the comments below. I could do follow-up videos if you need to. But basically just don't build as many buildings as you possibly can. Save on space, make it as simple as possible in terms of where everything's laid out, and just keep timers going for a little while. Don't forget to use the 1 minute speed ups, because at some point you're not going to need speed ups anymore. So if you're going through and upgrading some stuff, I think right now I'm upgrading, this guy. Well, I have 331 minutes of 1 minute speed ups. It might seem really, really tedious to click through these, but this is showing that I didn't really use my 1 minute speed ups when I initially opened this base. But you can get through all of your first 8 levels on a base just by using the 1 minute speed ups that they're giving you as part of the stuff. So it'll help you get a lot quicker results on your farms. But anyway, yep. So that's how I build my farms and try to keep everything as energy friendly as possible, so that basically you have as many of these road question mark type of things just hanging out. And yeah, keep all of the houses max, keep all of the banks max. If you do have a hero that requires that, come in every day and click on that. Yeah, basically keep it as simple as possible, because you want to spend as much time on your main as possible and not too much time on farms. I think I can do a farm run with all 6 or 7 of my farms right now in under 5 minutes. It gets into such a routine, which is nice. So yeah. Oh, and then if you're feeling like you really need to, go and sell some water every so often. It'll net you an extra 50k, which isn't. It's just an extra hour's worth of money. So yep. Any questions? Just put them in the comments.